The Beeple NFT auctioned off by Christie's yesterday went for a record-shattering $69 million, potentially marking, I should say, a watershed moment for the crypto asset market. And Robert Frank joins us with more on the latest. And I don't know, we're calling it a craze? What are we calling it, Robert?
We don't know yet. I mean, this really was kind of a GameStop moment for the art world. There were 33 bidders from 11 countries over 2 weeks. It started at $100. Within 20 minutes, shot to $1 million. Yesterday morning, minutes before the auction was set to close, the bids went to $22 million to $60 million. Final sale price with fees, as you mentioned, $69.3 million. No word yet on who the buyer is. 91% of the bidders had never bought or bid on anything at Christie's before. Most were under 40 years old, meaning, Andrew, this is a whole new crowd of buyers and collectors. Christie's saying most of these bidders had large crypto holdings or crypto companies. Beeple tweeting this reaction after the auction, which we really can't say on air. And then he actually tweeted a digitized Mona Lisa with the words, "The next chapter." Lots of questions about what that means. Now, the first 5,000 days, that's the piece that was auctioned off, is now the third most expensive work ever auctioned by a living artist. But the number one and number two works by Jeff Koons and David Hockney, they were sold by collectors, so the artist didn't profit from that. Beeple was the seller here, so he gets most of the proceeds. And since NFTs give artists royalties on any future sale, he's going to make money if this ever resells. So, guys, Beeple, as Christie said yesterday, is a very rich man today. A guy from 39-year-old dad from Wisconsin who had never sold a work of art before last year. Andrew?
So Robert, one of the questions I have about the royalty structure of these NFTs, does the artist determine what the percentage of the royalty is for the future? So if this piece of art gets sold 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or if other pieces of art get sold, who determines what I don't want to call it a kickback, but what money gets sent back to the artist?
I think it's determined by whatever the selling platform here was, and this was Christie's in partnership with another auction company that does NFTs. Typically, the royalty is about 10%, so plus or minus, he will get 10% of anything. Now, remember, about 3 weeks ago, one of his works that was purchased by a collector for less than $100,000 was flipped by that collector for $6.6 million. So presumably, he got about $500,000 or more from that sale, even though he didn't own it anymore. So again, this is why so many artists are celebrating NFTs, because they see work selling at auction for far more than they originally sold them for, and now they get a piece of that.
Right. Robert, hey, Becky, you got a question?
I don't know if we have time, but Robert, you cover the art world. Is this the same as watching auctions for art run-up, or do you think this is weirder?
Look, I mean, the entire art world, like I said, this is a GameStop moment. This is a new group of technology-enabled buyers who had never been in this market before, telling the $60 billion a year art world that what they value and how they value it is different from how it's been for a long time. So the whole art world is scratching their heads trying to figure out what this means this morning.
I know, people say that about Rothko's too.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.